Hey guys, welcome back to another Monday night Maker Monday Tech Talk. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you're all having a good Monday. Mine was actually, again, I'm on a roll. Another good Monday. Things are looking up lately. Really enjoyed tonight's Tech Talk with you guys. Every one of them is just a blast every time. So I'm going to quickly try and catch up on the chat and let me know how the audio and the video is coming through. I noticed YouTube was messing with the servers again. Actually, just before this cast, I couldn't even pull in YouTube feeds worth a damn. There must be moving some server work around again. I can tell when I can see by the latency when I ping the servers, but hopefully this works out all right, guys. I'm just going to have a quick look. We got a pile of people in the chat already. Looks like there's been a fair bit of chat going on. Sorry, guys, I missed out on the beginning. I was trying to get things set up. We've got Jay here. Hopping Madman is here. Who else have we got? Jeez, we got a crowd. I have to scroll back. Hamrad88, hey Tom. And who else? We got Tick is here. Hey Tick. And Jim Connor is here. DJ Redder is here. Hey guys. I think that's the majority here. Eric Kaufman is here. Hey Eric. And I think we're good. I do have confirmation the audio and the video is good. Thanks guys. I appreciate it. Good stuff. Alright guys. Well, happy Monday. Cheers. No homebrew again this week. Epic fail. Sorry guys. I've got a store-bought beer again. I need to brew, but I also need to get moving on a whole pile of projects. There just isn't enough time in the week, and this week I had a lot of daytime job stuff to do. The last 7 days have been a little crazy at my daytime job, working through the night a lot of the time, so just didn't have time to get a lot of things out, but I did make time to do some projects, and a few videos coming up. Should be good. All right, so we've got hellos in the chat. Hey guys, good stuff. And I think we're good. I think we can go ahead and get started, guys. Welcome. Let's see what we've got. Let's see if we can get things set up. I have a little bit of pre-made stuff as always, guys, and live comments, questions, all the good stuff. I'll try and keep up. And let's see. We're good. Let's go. As usual, viewer questions throughout the cast. Just throw them in the chat, guys. Lots of really, really great people there. You're bound to get your questions answered. If not, I will try and hit as many as I can. Tech news we're going to cover this week. The viewer challenge for this week. This is where people show off some of the projects they're building. We're going to cover some 3D printing. We're going to do a whole pile of stuff from the community of hackers, makers, amateur radio, 3D printing, you name it. Everything goes here, guys. We're going to cover some stuff from the shop, some upcoming sneak peeks. We're going to do a tech tip of the week, guys. This week I'm going to show you directly how to make some money for some of your electronics projects and save some money and maybe do some repairs in the meantime. At the end, we'll make time to take some live Skype calls. My Skype username is right up there above my head, scrolling. Go ahead and add me on Skype. I'll open up the Skype lines way later in the cast. As usual, you can hit me up via the chat, the YouTube chat. If you're not watching this live on YouTube, if you're watching it on one of the embedded pages, please navigate right to YouTube, and then you can join in the live chat. But from there, you can also go to the link below in the description, and you can hit me up. I'm short on wires now. I got everything all tangled. I have the IMP printer. It's a Wi-Fi enabled printer. You can send your messages right through to the printer if you like down below. Please try not to spam it like crazy because it does use paper, but feel free to use it. That's what it's there for, guys. All right, guys. Quickly catch up on the chat again. See if we've got all settled in here and see if we're ready to go. And Jim said, all beer is good beer. Yeah, the store-bought beer around here is pretty poor. It's, it's good enough, but it's good. He said he's going to go get one myself. Peter Grain is here. Hi from England. Hey, Peter. Good to have you here. I don't think I've seen your name here before. I'll try and go back and add you later. And Jim is also from London, England. Good stuff. David is here. Another overseas friend. Hey, David. Good to have you here. Good stuff, guys. All right. Let's go. Try and keep things moving tonight, guys. Some tech news for this week. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to Tech Thing, I won't even go into all the tech stuff they cover in this broadcast, but I enjoy it every week. This week was a really good broadcast. I really, really like it. They're a crowd-funded YouTube-only broadcast, so really cool stuff for tech news. Oh yeah, guys, I didn't mention it. Most know, down below in the description you can find the link back to the website where all of these videos are itemized, all of these links for you to check out later. So this next one, this isn't new. This is a couple years old, but they're putting out new videos each week. The Jibo. Guys, if you haven't seen this thing, it's a small little countertop robot of sorts, interactive. It has an LCD screen, or well, full on looks like a basically iPad quality screen. This thing is net connected, interactive, but also has the full SDK released for developers to develop interactive everything with it. Really see this as the next bridge, or one of the many products of the next bridge between robotics, electronics, IoT. Really cool product, and the price point caught my eye. That's why I started paying attention to it. I think is it MIT developed this? Guys, you can correct me in the chat. Really, really neat to see this thing come out. We'll see how it goes, but something to watch. This one as well, the video is new, but the concept is not. From Boston Dynamics, someone actually put out a really cool montage of Boston Dynamics robot videos, and it hit the news a lot of places. It kind of went viral in a small way. Really cool video to check out if you're into robotics. Very cool stuff. As expected, South by Southwest, the big show, multi-week show, big hit at it was 3D printing. And here's a video I linked to. CCTV America put it out. I hadn't even heard of them before I got the link. Pretty cool coverage of South by Southwest 3D printing stuff. As also expected, prosthetics, name of the game lately. A lot of people diving into 3D printed prosthetics, and it's a good thing in my opinion. I love it. I love seeing the exposure to it. Kind of exciting stuff. And this week, a TED Talk came out. How we're teaching computers to understand pictures. Guys, this is a big deal and been a huge stumbling block for technology for a long time. Computers do really, really well with text and, well, basic binary stuff. Text is easily translatable. Images, not so much. This is a really, really cool talk on how they're getting computers to understand and effectively translate and get the big picture going on and what in these images. The web is full of images, and prior to a couple of years ago, they were basically off limits to any computer understanding. Really, really cool stuff to see them to actually understand what's in an image. This is a massive step forward and will change everything from here on out with, yeah, just crazy stuff, guys. Check out the TED Talk. It was really, really well done. All right, guys, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick, and we'll see what we got. We've got quite a few people here. Good stuff. TNW question is now I only get please stand by. Refresh, yep. DJ Redder asked, is the API in JavaScript or can I use any other languages? I have no idea. You have to go check out their website and see what the SDK involves. I didn't dive in that deep. The fact that they put the SDK out there was enough for me to begin taking an interest in it. Right away I could see it wasn't entirely closed source, but check it out and let me know how that is. And TNW is still getting set up. And we've got the imp is about to go wild. Somebody sending messages already. I bet you that's Jay. Good stuff. Guys, I think we're caught up. Jay said, hey, this one. Jay said, hey, David, I check out your video on the lighted picture frame. That was awesome. I don't think I saw that one. I'm going to have to go back and check out David Watts' channel for that. I think that's a video I haven't seen. You piqued my interest. David said he's joining in on the beer tonight. Pretty crap lager, though. Yeah, well, you're not missing much here. This isn't, yeah, that's pretty cruddy stuff, too. But, yeah, gets the job done. It's cold, so that's all we can ask for. I don't choke to death here, guys. Guys, as usual, community support. Best thing you can do is hit that thumbs up down below, share this video, send it out on social, let people know we're here. And if you're not already subscribed, if you're just stopping by, please consider subscribing to the channel. You might enjoy it. If you're really into it, check out the link down below for my Patreon campaign where you can directly support me and the rest of the community. Good stuff. Some 3D printing stuff tonight, guys. This was another TED Talk, and it came out just recently, just in the last couple of days. What if 3D printing was 100 times faster? Now, admittedly, guys, I have my own opinion of this TED Talk, and it did seem to be geared around the manufacture of a resin-based 3D printer. Guys, these are the resin-based ones that print from the bottom up and drag a component out of the resin by using UV and other high power, I think they're DLP projector style, I can't remember, but basically a resin printer. They print from a bath of resin. These things are fast, are accurate, really, really impressive stuff. There's been a lot of them out there for a long time, but what excited me was the fact that it's gotten a lot of exposure lately, and here's a TED Talk. It's good to see this stuff getting out there in front of people, even if it is geared towards one manufacturer of a printer. It's not a bad thing that this stuff gets out there and just exposes people to it. I think it's going to change some things. On that note, MakerBot put out a video this week, and MakerBot is a big namer in the 3D printer world. They are kind of the leader of the industry for turnkey, somewhat printers. This video surprised me a little bit, but not a lot. MakerBot Innovation Centers. What I got of this is MakerBot is now venturing into basically supporting people into starting their own shapeways, their own 3D printing centers. I could have taken it all wrong and out of context, but it looks like they're trying to get people to buy a mass quantity and support them to have 3D printing centers wherever they may be. This is pretty cool stuff. Not that I'm directly supporting MakerBot, but I said something a few years ago, actually it wouldn't even be a couple years ago, a couple of my vids I mentioned this, that I predicted inside of 5 years that you will see 3D printing available in Walmarts, like photo centers, within the 5-year period. These are the steps that it's taking to get them there, and I think we're well on track to doing it within 5. So we'll see what happens. Pretty cool to see them taking the next step. It's a lot of support to do 3D printing, to support a company in doing their 3D printing on site, because it is technically challenging yet. These things aren't commercially perfect, so we'll see how this goes. Pretty cool stuff. And with that, I'm just going to catch up on the chat real quick. Not that button. We'll see. What have we got? TNW is probably still working out his browser issues. Steven's here. Hey, Steven, good to see you. Good stuff. I think we are on track tonight, guys. We're going to fly through this tonight. It's going to be good. The viewer challenge this week. Guys, this is where I'd love to see what you are making. Hit me up on any of the socials, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, Twitter, all the above, G+. Just throw your stuff out there, and I would love to show it off on the show. What are you making? This week, My Free Time Story, a YouTube channel, hit me up directly, and he had done Fitbit meets Arduino. So basically what he did is made a basic sketch to take a servo and tilt a pedometer. Pedometer measures your steps when you're running or walking. And he can put in how many cycles he wants to say that he ran or walked. And I think the pretense was that if you forgot to put the thing on before you took your run, you could put that many miles into it. Neat little idea, really, really simple sketch with a servo driven, really cool idea. Good use for our simple electronics, and 9-gram servo costs nothing. An Arduino under $3. Here you go. Neat little solution. Glitch, I haven't seen Glitch with us tonight. He fell off radar. Glitch put out his Bitcoin mining farm update. He's doing a lot of stuff with Bitcoin mining. He's got quite the little mine set up, and you can see an overview of his setup on this video. As usual, all these are linked below, guys. Jay, who is with us, Joseph in the chat, he did multiple updates on his Arduino clock using LED strips. So these really basic strips of flexible LED that you can buy just about anywhere now, turn them into basically a 7-segment display style clock. And this thing is big. It's large. A neat application to see. So he's got the thing working pretty good. So good stuff, Jay. Eric Kaufman posted in the G+ community. I do not have a video for this. What he ended up doing was sharing with us his PCB design and asking for input on it. And that's exactly what he got. We had David, who is in the chat with us, give him some pointers because he has experience with sending out with PCB design. Had some really good input on the ground rail and the ground plane. And this is the kind of stuff that really makes me happy for the community, because see somebody new into making PCBs. I haven't made much for PCBs in years and years and years. And I wouldn't even thought, hey, post the design out there quick on our G+ and see what I can improve on. It's great. He got some input. I think he sent it off to be fabbed. Good job, Eric. And yeah, I hope it works out for you. That's awesome stuff. And Eric is with us in the chat too, I see. Good stuff, Eric. Thanks for sharing that. All right, guys. I think we're caught up there for the moment. Let me just check out where we're at. The webcam's being a little funny. It's throwing up the settings screen every couple of minutes. It seems to be working fine. And we have 0 dropped frames so far, so I think we're doing all right. Guys, I'm sorry that there is a stutter now and again in the video, and that's in the encoding end on the PC. I know it's there. Probably happens every minute or so. There'll be one quick little stutter. I'm working on that. I need to build a new PC, but I haven't scrounged enough parts to do it yet. All right. David asks, are there any dual independent each head with different parts of the model, also with moving bed print head 3D printers? I've seen lots of dual head 3D printers, but I'm not sure. A lot of them are basically designed to be one or the other and not simultaneous. I've yet to see one that does them simultaneous, but I'm sure there is some by now. Steven said, Eric, I'll be adding some more of my projects to the forum soon. Steven, I caught your projects 4 minutes before the broadcast, and I couldn't include any of them. Guys, go to the MKme.org website and go to the forum and check out Steven's projects. He's got a bunch in there. He's doing a 3D printer and CNC and a bunch of stuff, and these are really involved forum posts. These are full on. He took a lot of time, and I regret I didn't get to share them here. Sorry, I didn't have the time. I should have been paying more attention to the forum. It's my bad. thank you, Stephen, for sharing those. And what else we got? I have time to catch up on the chat as much as possible lately. Well, we haven't grown too big yet, guys, so I try and keep up on the chat whenever possible. It will become distracting before too long, and I won't be able to, but in the meantime, I'm going to keep trying. And Eric said, yay, thanks, Eric and David. You're welcome. Eric said it's nerve-wracking the first time ordering a PCB. Yeah, I can honestly say I've never ordered one. I have only made them, so it's far less nerve-wracking, just more frustrating when you spend many hours with etchant and getting greenish, yellowish, orangish fingers and that the board was wrecked. But yeah, I can imagine paying money, sending away, and take many days to weeks and then get this thing back and there's a mistake on it. That would suck. And Panos is here. Hey, Panos. And Eric said, yeah, that's why he asked for input on the design. Absolutely. And Steven said, it's cool. There's always next time. Hint, hint. Yeah, absolutely, Steven. Next time for sure, buddy. Sorry about that. I need to get on monitoring the forum closer. It's I got to figure out how to embed. Actually, it's not a big deal. I can just take screenshots, but I got to figure out how I can share them effectively on here too. Probably just open a web page so I can scroll through them. And I think we're good. Leroy's here. He's running behind, but he's here. Hey, Leroy, good to have you. Okay, guys, let's go. Some stuff from the community this week, guys. This is the community of Everything Goes. The Hacksmith, I'm not sure whether he made it tonight. Will It Laser returns. The Hacksmith is a big channel I follow. He's local to me, great guy. He got his laser cutter etcher back up and running. Unfortunately, when he moved it to his new shop here in Ontario, it's bloody cold the last several months, and they neglected to provide heating and the water cooling in his monstrous industrial sized laser decided to split. So he had to replace the entire glass module, and does so in the video, gets it back up and going. It's cool stuff. Educates.com, another channel I follow, did an SD card module tutorial, and I haven't seen too many of these. I remember struggling a little bit when I got the SD card module to work for the high altitude balloon data logger, and I thought this was really well done. It also uses a micro SD, which is cool. That's pretty standard for the new ones. I only have the standard ones, which is actually perfect for me because everybody has a buttload of old standard size SD cards around if you've got the room. Really good video, really well done videos from this channel. BMS Web, I don't know whether BMS Web made it tonight, but did some coverage on a 101-inch FPV/UAV kit called the Cyclops. I found this really interesting. Guys, as you know, I'm into FPV and autonomous aircraft and RC. And when I was shopping for my current FPV kit, I looked for something big. And the biggest I could get cheaply was the Hobby King EPP FPV. I think it's roughly a little over half the size of this. It's not quite 2/3. This is a big plane. Really cool looking kit. Can't wait to see him get it in the air. RC Test Flight, this is a channel I follow. He doesn't put out a lot of videos very often, but when he does, they are worth the wait. Does a mini quad coverage of this tiny quad setup. It says 280 size. I guess that's a little bigger than the 250s. I'm not familiar with the sizing, but really cool video to see what they're doing with these things, and some really neat FPV video at the end of it. He pushes this thing to the limit. Really good stuff. It's worth the watch, guys. It's neat. Marco Arduino channel this week, connecting several temperature sensors to the Arduino. These I didn't get a chance to look up the number because I wasn't familiar with the DS8B20. That didn't ring a bell. I can't remember what my one-wire sensors are called. I thought it was a different numbering scheme, but from what I took from it, these are just a standard one-wire sensor, and he was able to hook them up in parallel and get the data off them separately. Really, really cool. Handy if you wanted to save pins and take multiple temp measurements. Cool stuff. All right, I'm just going to catch up on the chat real quick before this because the imp is going. So we got Steven said, hey there earlier, and any homebrew today? Yeah, sorry, Steven, I'm a little behind on the imp, but no homebrew, only the store-bought. And Joseph's updating me on the viewer count. Thank you, Joseph. Good stuff. Let's go check out the chat real quick. Let's see how far behind I am. And W5KUB is here. Tom, hey Tom, good to see you. Guys, check out Tom's live broadcast tomorrow on W5KUB.com. If you're into amateur radio, go check it out. Really good live cast. And David asked, is 523 characters considered spamming the imp? It's electronics related. David, I think I have the electric imp restricted to 200 right now, but actually I'm pretty sure Steven could update you on that because he wrote the code and I scammed it off of him. Instead of re-updating my own code, I grabbed Steven's better code the other day. Thank you, Steven. Leroy said, I wired my DS18B20 backward and smoke came out. Yeah, that happens. Blue smoke of death. And W5KUB says, live broadcast every Tuesday on W5KUB.com at 8 p.m. Central. Good stuff. We are caught up, guys. Okay, let's go. This video / channel, I think I found it linked by Make this weekend. I had never seen it before and I was totally blown away by Dan's channel. Guys, you got to check this out. So the series is on building prototypes, and not necessarily building prototypes, sending away and having stuff fabbed. He does everything hands-on, and you can tell very quickly that Dan has been in the making industry for the majority of his life. He is skilled. So he does everything from, well, making everything from the ground up. And these are long videos. Some of them are like 30 minutes. There's 18 parts to this. But my recommendation, I haven't been through half of them yet. My recommendation, check out this first one where he introduces you how to build things on a budget and work with existing equipment. And then the next part is, if I don't skip it. Oh, I didn't do the screen cap. There's another one. It's linked below. It's part 7 or so, and it's on enclosures. And really, really cool to see him fab up some basic metal enclosures on the brake, which is your metal bending device, a spot welder, doing the knockouts, how to do things effectively on a water jet if you have access to it. Just really, really good advice, like having captive hardware instead of having to thread in screws all the way every time, having holes and slots. This is good advice, and I've been in the manufacturing world in a previous career and spent a lot of the time in the hands-on mechanical career, and I can vouch for every point he makes is just solid. He speaks from experience, guys. Check out these videos. I think you'll like it if you're into making anything. Tom's Radio Room Show, Hamrad88, I think he's still with us. He did a video on his Raspberry Pi up and running. That was pretty cool. Good job, Tom. Good to see you getting into the Pi world. I'm excited to see what you do with it. Keep on building. You'll have a lot of fun. Sky's the limit with these things. I think he uses a Pi 2 Model B as well, so I haven't even fired mine up yet. I gotta get a micro SD that has some capacity. Nader Omer, a channel I subscribe to, no doubt I found in my journeys of the cheap transmitter modules. He did a video on APRS via these cheap 433 meg transmitters. I'm assuming he's using, I didn't look up that JMR TX1, but I'm guessing it's a 433 meg. What I found interesting, I couldn't find code to make the Arduino do the APRS encoding, and I can see on his breadboard he only has the Arduino, the transmitter, and the GPS module. So I reached out to him. I'm not sure whether it was Leroy. Let me know in the chat, Leroy, whether it was you. Someone else who subscribes to me and is part of our community chimed in and said it was looking for the same code. And I didn't get a chance to follow up and see what he sent back. But I want to check this out because I'd love to do APRS encoding on one of these cheap modules. More so just because if it works on one of these, you can pipe it into any cheap Baofeng radio, any transmitter you can get your hands on. You don't need these fancy APRS expensive transmitter units they sell for high altitude balloons. We can use anything. So really cool stuff. The Ben Heck Show, guys, if you're not already subscribed, I think you'd enjoy it. Ben Heck did, he's taking apart a Dreamcast. If you remember the Dreamcast game unit, I never had one. I wasn't hugely big into games, but I love how he tears this stuff down and basically puts it back together in today's enclosures in portable with LiPo batteries and stuff. Really well thought out and really well designed. He does a really good job. They're involved builds, long videos, so it's good stuff, guys. Augmented reality sandbox. Guys, this isn't a new video, but it was new to me, and I think you guys might find it interesting. Let me know in the chat if you've seen one of these before. Basically, they took a big sandbox for kids, just a box of sand, and they parked a Kinect camera above it and a projector. So the Kinect can measure distance, and then they had the projector overlay these the topo lines on it, if you're familiar with a topographic map. And you interact with the sand and shift it around, and you can change the height and change the coloring and give you the topo lines on it. Really, really neat application of this. A basic projector and a Kinect camera, and I don't know what they used for computer power. It's an older video, it's not new, but just something I'd like to explore. I'd like to give it a try because I do have a spare Kinect camera. I don't think I'll make the sandbox, but something interactive with the projector interests me. We'll see where it goes. I think we're good, guys. We are. I'll catch up with some chat. And the imp, because the imp's been going like crazy here. Your name here, my name here, Jim Connor. Jim said, "Hey Eric, you might like a bit of software called MKme. It lets you do lower thirds." Good stuff. And David Watts said, "I wrote MakeMe.org a poem with too many letters." Good stuff. All right, let's see what I've got in the chat here, guys. David said, "Darn, I wrote an electronics related poem." David, if you break it up, you might be able to send it to the imp, but it might get broke up by somebody else's messages right now. You never know. They're still coming. Yeah. Jace texting too. McBong's Lab is here. I'm a half an hour late as always. Hey, how's it going? And let's see. Hammerhead88 said, "Thanks for the plug, Eric. I'm just a beginner when it comes to Pi. Want to get the Pi to control my SDR dongle." Tom, you'll have no problem doing that. I've seen several different setups and basically turnkey Pi images for the entire OS that are set up already to do basic SDR control. And I don't think you'll have any problem with that. I would probably just start with one of those turnkey ones. But yeah, I haven't done it though. Jay said, I've seen that Ben Hex show. Awesome. Good stuff. Guys, we are flying along. We are ahead of schedule for once. This never happens on the show. We're doing good. That's good. Maybe we'll be on time tonight. What else we got, guys? Some stuff from the shop. Last week I did get a video out on the InMove robot build. What I did was finally, after a year of delays, I converted over my InMove robotic arm to run on the Arduino Nano instead of the Uno with wires just stuffed in all over the place. It's working good. I finally had a servo failure. David, I did see your comment. I will get back to you when I find out. I got to remember what cheap servos I have in it. They're bottom of the barrel full-size servos. And yeah, I finally got it done. It's working. Pretty happy with it. It also does the code for my brain interface. It's a simple plug-in to plug my EEG headset to measure the brain waves to make the arm move. And once I get that fired back up, I might do another video, but I'm thinking about just hooking the EEG to the head of the InMove robot if I can ever get it built. It's on the list. Projects Without Borders, guys, I did do some work on this. Guys, if you're not familiar with the Projects Without Borders, you can find a whole bunch of forums at the MKme.org website. This is basically where we can try and use electronics to make a difference in the world. The forums are varied. There's more than I have even listed here. Just check it out. You might enjoy it. So I was working on a continuation of a project we've talked about a few times. Glitch did a vaccine cooler using a full-size, like a Coolotron type 12-volt Peltier-driven cooler. I've prototyped in the past a small drop-in module for just styrofoam coolers, and I was working on that the other night, and my power supply quit working. So that is coming up and more in the future. Hopefully I can get some things back working and get that video out for you guys. And Jay says on the Electric Imp printer, he said, new project soon. Emergency light turn into a party light. Stay tuned. Must be turned. Must be turned into a party light. Stay tuned, I think. Anyway, Jay will check out your project when you get it done. Good stuff. All right, guys, what else we got? Some sneak peeks of some things you're going to see on the channel coming up, guys. I did take... did I take this video, or is it still in the works? I can't remember whether I even videoed this yet, but upcoming on the channel is going to be a continuation of our display series. I did a video on the Electric Imp hooked to the Nokia 5110s, and then I did the OLEDs. It occurred to me I've never done a basic 5110 Nokia display video. It'll be 3 minutes or less, and I'll share out the basic Nokia code that I use, a few examples of it just to get people started. I found this worked really good for a friend of mine. I handed him my basic code, and he was up and running in under 10 minutes, and he had never touched an Arduino in his life. Anyway, you're going to see a video coming across on this. And as I mentioned, my power supply quit working. We're going to do my power supply repair, and this is me putting it out before we've even done it. I've resigned myself to the fact we are going to fix this thing. I think it's repairable. It's only a small problem with it, so I'm going to do a video on it. Hopefully we can get it to work. I'm going to do a video whether we're successful or failed, but it'll be a live repair shot of let's do some electronics repair. Should be fun. I did already cut this video. It needs editing. I did a quick mailbag. Nothing crazy. Just a few if I can talk, guys. A few more parts added up in the shop lately, and I thought I'd quickly unbox them and show you guys some new toys. This is new. I ordered the Google Cardboard. Guys, for those of you not familiar, basically you stick your cell phone into a cardboard box with a couple of lenses, and it is supposed to be a VR headset, a virtual reality headset. I've got to give it a try. I don't know how we're going to make a video that'll come across to share the experience with you guys, but we're going to try. It is ordered. It should be here tomorrow. Basically, it's some cardboard and some lenses, nothing fancy, and it's supposed to be compatible with my Android phone, so we'll see how it goes. Should be fun, hopefully. All right, guys. Let me catch up on the chat. What else have we got? Leroy said Nader Omer says his code is based on the Arduino code. Yeah, but I wish. So this is back to that that transmitter with the APRS. I wish he. I saw his comment and I quickly looked at the Arduino, but it didn't look like it was something that would work right out of the box without doing some other work. So, guys, if you share a video on YouTube, this is my advice to you. If you're doing an Arduino video, please at least take your code and post it to Pastebin. It's a free site. You don't have to pay anything, and you can copy and paste it in there, or paste it on a forum like the MKme.org forum or the G+ community. Share it somewhere. It's really frustrating. Some of us see something that works that's not commercial. Like, I'm not talking about commercial products. Really frustrating when we're trying to replicate or take a project or make it better or learn from someone, and they refer you back to the root code, which is not even designed for that platform. Frustrating, guys. That would be my rant on that. If you share something, please be prepared to share the code. You'll find the code for all of my projects shared either on the MakeMe.org forum or somewhere else, actually almost always on the forum now. And if you ever find one of my projects without code, please let me know. I make a serious point of doing that because it truly helps people learn if they can see the video, see exactly how it works in a video, and then look at the code and replicate the results. It teaches people so much faster. That's my rant on that. And Chris Hansen is here, says, looking forward to the cooler project. That's how I found this channel, Adafruit Show and Tell. Oh, good stuff. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, that's another project. I didn't think I mentioned the cooler. I did do the Arduino Grow Chamber, which is a wine cooler, and I need to get that video out too. So we've got lots of cooler projects, a lot of Peltier cooler items. Fun little thing. Actually, I have 2 more projects in mind for it. Guys, if you don't know, you can actually generate a voltage with a Peltier too. Pretty common that those wood stove fans, if you've ever seen one, they run on a Peltier. And they make voltage out of heat. And Leroy said, cardboard works pretty well, but it killed my cell battery quickly. Very cool. Well, not cool that it killed the battery, but I'm glad you at least gave it a try. I'm going to give it a shot for the price. I don't think I can go too far wrong. And AMTPB1 said, I'd like to see the power supply repair. Yes, you will. That will air probably in the next week or 2 because it's behind 2 to 3 other videos, and I still have to do the repair yet. You're going to see it. Success or fail, smoke or no smoke, we're going to try. And Leroy said, I'm looking at the code for the Arduino. I'm not sure about it. It looks like a library. Yep, that's what I saw too, Leroy. I did not see the actual executable, actual loop code. I saw many links to many libraries and many basic information, but not the actual code. Good stuff. And Hamrat88, so where to find the code to control an SDR? Just Google Raspberry Pi SDR and start there. There'll be a lot of them. Well, there's depends on what you want to do. Do you want to actually receive it from the Pi, or do you want to set the Pi up as a remote node that you can net into from anywhere, or set it up as a standalone web page server that serves out and has control over the STR? Lots of options. Depends on what you want to do. And Leroy said, I share 98% of my code on codebender.cc. Another place, absolutely. Doesn't matter where you do it. I have to advocate, if we're sharing a project, I think we're obligated to at least share the basic code. It just frustrates people otherwise. They don't learn. DJ Redder uses GitHub. Absolutely. Yeah, can't believe I didn't mention that before. That would be the obvious choice. Git is a little more complex for starters. That's why I suggested Pastebin, just for people that maybe have just started in their projects and maybe don't think that their item is worthy of sharing. I assure them it is. So yeah, wherever you can put it up. And what else we got? Hamred88 says, thanks. Good stuff, Tom. Thank you. Tech tip of the week, guys. Guys, this one's a little bigger of a tech tip. This one might take a few minutes. So following this, we're going to open up the Skype lines if you guys want to call in and talk, but I'm going to step through this first. Usually I open them now, but this one's a little bit more involved. So guys, there's several people that view the channel that I've talked to. I know their personal situations. Everyone can always use an extra few bucks, especially for their electronics projects or just an extra few bucks. I'm going to share something with you guys I think is of value. E-waste, guys. Every town now has shops or a dump site for e-waste. LCD monitors and TVs mainly the focus here, but any electronics is game here, guys. But my local area, it's actually the dump. I went there last summer. It had an entire shipping container filled with LCD monitors and TVs. They take them for free, and people just want to get rid of them because they either bought a new one, or most often they bought a new one because it doesn't work anymore. Something to think about here, guys. In the video link on the website, you're going to find a link to EEV Blog's ESR bad cap monitor repair. Guys, this is the case with 99.99% of defective TVs, monitors, a lot of power supplies as well. It's almost always bad caps. Electrolytic capacitors, such as these, are the #1 failure in switch mode power supplies, TVs, plasma TVs, LCD, everything. They are actually a wearing component, despite what the manufacturers would have you believe. These have a finite lifespan, significantly less than most other components. I'd say the only other thing that would beat these in failure rate and bringing down your TV or whatever would be a serial defect in manufacturing, and most of that doesn't make it out of warranty. These tend to happen a little after. Anyway, if you're not already repairing electronics, this is a really easy option for you guys. So in this video, Dave goes over how to identify bad caps. Well, it's pretty easy in most components. They have a bulged top. So here's the path to making a few bucks. Get yourself some defective LCD screens, TVs, whatever, from whatever source you can get them from. E-waste, you'll get them for free. Look at them. You'll find the tops in most cases are bulged on the top of the caps, as you can see in Dave's video. Find the ones with the bulged caps, go online, replace them, get the thing back working, sell it for $20 or $30. You can get a big TV and sell it for $30, and somebody's going to be happy. Get it back working again. Then go out and get yourself one of these. This is an ESR meter. This is an equivalent series resistance meter. You don't need this, but Dave uses one in the video and makes life so much easier for repairing finding bad caps. It's really easy, guys. It just measures the series resistance of a capacitor in circuit with a very, very simple probe. Just an alligator type probe. You don't need to dismount them. What it does is it sends a 100 kilohertz signal through a capacitor, an electrolytic capacitor, at a low voltage. Doesn't turn the cap on in circuit, or not the cap, the other items in circuit. Doesn't turn them on. Allows you to identify the bad caps. These things, see if I got the screenshot of it. There we go, I do indeed. You can get these for about in the neighborhood between 30 and 50 bucks on eBay. This one's $34.20. It took me a grand total of like 10 seconds today to find this. Very similar to the one I have here in my hand, almost the same. They all do the same thing, guys. So once you've sold your first TV, LCD screen, whatever, you have yourself one of these. You can repair as many as you want. Get yourself some bags of low ESR caps, and you can start repairing TVs, LCD screens, blah, blah, blah. Switch mode power supply is actually another big one, so they affect almost all major electronics. These things are the #1 failure. Once you have the cheap meter and a bag full of caps, which about 10 bucks on eBay will get you about 100 of these of varying values, you're in business. And like, don't go selling them for like 50 or 60 bucks. Sell a monitor for 20. Give one back to a local hackerspace. Good karma is always hard to come by, and you'll be all set. You're off on the road. You want to have some extra money for your electronics projects? Well, there you go. It's an easy way to get it. The failure mode's almost always the same. And the funny part is, I'll let you in if you don't want to get the meter. So if you're really, really hard up and you don't want to get the meter right away, but want to fix a few more, I don't think, do I have a shot of it? Let's go back. Yeah, maybe I can go back. There we go. If you just take the cap on the board, if they're not showing signs of failure, but the monitor doesn't work, the failure mode of these is almost always the same. Most often they're from an office building or whatever that had a power outage. A lot of people blame their failures on power surges or lightning storms, when in actuality it was the fact that the power went out and the monitor stopped working. Well, the trick is these things will continue to work much longer when they're hot. When they get cold, the electronic series resistance changes by a lot and they no longer work. The component doesn't fire up anymore. Take your heat gun and warm up the caps on the board one by one, or any suspect ones, however you want to do it. And if the thing fires up, go ahead and change that component until you can get yourself an ESR meter, a good old heat gun, or whatever you got, a high power hair dryer will work and get it back going again. That's how you can identify bad caps the old school way. I did it for years, guys. It's tried and proven and works, and that's also why people have these mass failures after a power outage. It's not that they got whacked by anything, it's just that they lost power and got cold. That's our tech talk, tech tip of the week. Long-winded, but I hope it helps someone. Hope it helps someone make a few bucks for their project. It's so sad to see all this e-waste end up in the junk all the time. It goes nowhere. It goes to the landfill, goes overseas, gets stripped, but we can fix these things and put them back into circulation. Give them to a hackerspace or a high school. Lots of good uses for it. I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and open Skype lines first. And then I'll catch up on the chat. How about that? Let's try that. Let's see if we can get this done here, guys. Hope everyone's having a good time. I'm having a good cast, having a blast. Looks like last update I got, we had about 26 people with us. Very cool. Looking good. And if I can get my PC to comply, we will be all set. the Skype window went, we'll be even more all set. Let's see what we got. I think we are good. Skype online status. We are good. We are online with Skype. Feel free to call in if you'd like to have a chat. And I will just try and catch up on the existing chat. And FSK 1138 said, I got a dead 37-inch fluid LCD TV for free and did this repair. Absolutely. It's almost always some basic electrolytic caps under $1 in most cases will get them back running. AMTB1 said they have e-waste places around my home once in a while. Do they allow you to take monitors and computers? It depends on the situation. Some of those places are predicated on the fact they make a profit from taking those items. First place I'd go to is my local landfill, because those places are not actually making a profit for the most part from it. Computer shops, talk to them, drop by, say, hey, I'm looking for some e-waste, and they will hook you up. Just drop by a couple of places, see what the situation is. A lot of this stuff just ends up in the junk. And Jamie Koski said, I am so happy right now. Good stuff. Super Rodder 2002 said, I go to my shop, Jimmy, and I look up the repair kits to see if they're common faulty parts, and then check those components on the PSU first. Tick asked, what was the name of the meter again? Tick, it is just basically an ESR meter, equivalent series resistance. They are all the same. They all do the same thing. You can make one yourself, actually. There's some Arduino designs out there. If you can generate a 100 kilohertz signal, that's all they do. And, well, obviously you need to measure the in-series resistance at that. But, yeah, basic stuff. And Hiller Stream said, great Chinese quality caps failing everywhere. Big killer of computer motherboards too. The American made caps and my parents' 40-year-old Scott receivers still all good. Nah, I disagree with that, Hiller Stream. Not a chance in hell. I was changing condensers like crazy in radios back in the 80s. I was helping my father change them. And actually, most of those were not made in America. It's actually not that many caps were made in the United States at all, even back then from the way back. The old ceramics and stuff, absolutely. But an electrolytic has a limited life its entire life. They have gotten worse over the years, no question, but the problem has always been there. This is not new. And what else we got? And Brandon's here. Hey, Brandon, good stuff. And DJ Redder asked, Eric, what is your plan with the Google Cardboard? Where did you buy it and how much did it cost? DJ, I went on Amazon. I did not buy the Google name brand one. I just picked one up, all the same kind of idea. It's with the magnet and the washer. Nothing fancy. Jamie Koski asked, what is your favorite micro? I'm guessing you mean the Arduino. It's the Arduino Nano by far, in a way. No question. Pro Mini beyond that. Yeah, Pro Mini if I don't need USB. Nano if I do. And Chris Hansen asked, does the Fluke multimeter do the same thing? Negative. Very few multimeters will... Actually, no multimeter that I know of will do ESR. You can do cap tests out of circuit, but doing them in circuit requires an ESR meter. Even like some people have falsely posted online that you can do the low Z, the low ohm reading with a Fluke. Yeah, that's false and bad information. It doesn't work that way at all. That does not put out 100 kilohertz or even anywhere near that signal and not measurable. Just ESR meter is the one you need for an in-circuit. If you want to pull every one of them out, then yes, you could measure them with a meter out of circuit, but even that is actually a lousier measurement than an ESR. Because the ESR, the caps today, guys, are low ESR. They're different. than old school. They have to be very low equivalent series resistance to function in today's switch mode power supplies, where they fail most often. This is actually not a low ESR cap. They will work for a short time in, but eventually when they degrade at all, the system won't work. So it's difficult to measure those without an ESR meter, long story short. But and remember, guys, short your caps before you put any kind of meter on them. Should caveat that if you're going to go measure in caps, make sure they are discharged first, or you will smoke your nice new meter. And Hiller Stream said the Scott is all full of Nashville brand, all US made, though no longer in business. Have to check that out. And thanks, gotta order an ESR. Yep, guys, it's money well spent. You'll make it back right away. I guarantee it. It's worth every penny. I use mine all the time. Most often, this meter, guys, you don't overly need. You can usually spot bad caps and just brute force them, change the ones that are bulged and leaking at the top. And if you still have a remaining problem, you can do the heat trick like I mentioned, but it's so much faster just to do the measurement and know what you can get away with. Caveat, if it's your own equipment and you want it to last as long as possible, change them all. Change all the electrolytic caps on board. If it's a TV monitor, blah, 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 just change them all. But that's not necessary if you have a meter. All depends on what you're after. And true, those switch mode power supplies are very tough on caps. Yeah, it's not so much that they're tough on them. That's actually part of the design, but yeah, they fail. All right, guys, I think we are just about done. Skype lines are indeed open. You can call in if you like. Just double check and make sure that is active. Yeah, we're good. We're active. Nothing comes through. I'm going to close it down at this shortly here, guys. I'm just double checking the chat here. Oh, here we go. David Watt said, I know it's lame. I like poetry. Posted it up on the G Plus community all the same. I will check that out, David. Thank you for posting that. Very, very, very good. Very cool. And Jamie asked, have I tried using a PIC microcontroller before? I have never used the PIC at all. It's actually kind of sad. I did some old Atmel chip programming before I even knew what I was doing when we were using them for getting satellite dish reception. But I have never played with the PIC in its syntax at all. I just never saw the need. I guess I just jumped into Arduino, and I came in way late. I was a hard code guy and 555 timers all my young life. Did a lot of work with the 555s, and I kind of skipped over all the beginning steps of micros. It's kind of sad, really. I think I missed out on a lot of good experience. And good stuff, guys. I think we are going to wind down. What time we got? Oh, we're bang on for schedule, guys. I'm going to close things down here momentarily. Not with that, I'm not. That's not the right screen. Let's try again. What else we got? Come on. There we go. Get things to comply here. David said assembly language is so hard to pick up. At least I find it hard. Yeah, I think I would too. I think I would get bits and pieces, but I think overall I like C. I'm a big fan of C, and I'm starting to pick up some Python, so we'll see how that goes. And some closing thoughts, guys. Guys, this is a video. If you didn't already see it, it's linked below. People hear for the first time. This is some hearing, not implants. I think it was a cochlear device. I'm not sure how, they didn't do a lot on the tech, but basically it's just a video of technology making a difference. And this is a whole bunch of people hearing for the first time. Watch out for the ninjas cutting onions in your room. This is truly powerful stuff, in my opinion, and just brings home the point to me why we play with electronics, why we build things that haven't existed before, why we share that information, why we have the banter between us and learn more. Truly, it was an enjoyable video. I think you guys will like it too. Guys, take the technology, take it forward, share it out, make something new. It makes the world a better place, whether you think so or not, or whether it does so today or tomorrow or the next day, who knows. But we truly do make a difference. You guys push it along every day by just taking an interest in it. Guys, I think we're going to close this down for tonight. I'm going to quickly double check the chat, and I think we're going to call it a night. Leroy said, I guess you didn't get the IMP. I found the PDE in the Arduino. Oh, he did. Yeah, I did get that, Leroy. I did miss it. There's a PDE file in the Arduino firmware file. Maybe just hit me up offline. Let's play with that. Let's go play with that. And Jamie Koski said, also been to England before. That's where I'm from. Mark said, good show. Jamie said, you're truly amazing. Thank you for cool tech. No, it's you guys that are amazing, guys. Good stuff. Lots of good comments. Thank you, guys. Guys, enjoy your week. Make something cool. Change the world. Don't be shy about sharing it. Guys, open source it whenever possible. I'm a huge advocate, but it's not exclusive. Go forth. Make yourself something. Make a business out of it, too. Pretty cool stuff, guys. Have a great week. Good luck in all your ventures.